Hiya folks, making a template for the full floor out of wallpaper. Okay, so we want straight edges we have here and with the manufacturer's cut. Alright, but first of all we have to check and measure for the length of vinyl that we're going to lay this template on. So we'll check the measurements first of all. You can knit and that. .330 centimetres. We will add on 10 to give us 340. That gives us, I said, for 340. So our length is 330, but we're adding 10 on to get us 340. That means we could have an overlap cut to make sure we get it square. So we're having the straight edge of the manufacturer's wallpaper and the straight edge of the skirting board and the straight edge along here. So that is the length of 330 for the template. So we get vinyl with a length of 340 because we're going to lay a template on top of the flat vinyl and cut around our template. That's the idea. Anyway, the breadth, the maximum breadth will be that's 146, so we'll make it 156 to make sure we've got 5 either side. 146 at 10. Hey, 146. 146 plus 10 is 156. So we'll have 5 centimetres overlapping either side so that we can cut it just like we cut wallpaper. Nothing else to it. It says there. So let's take out our paper. The other thing we want is some tape. Gaffer tape we're using here. It's the wallpaper paste in the tube. We're not at that stage yet. So let's just, we'll take this to full length. If it's straight. Alternative, you might find it easier just to take it halfway, add a foot, cut it, then do halfway up this way, add a foot, so you have something to paste together. But for the moment we'll just do a straight run. Although 2 might be easier, you know. Hey. Now then, how are we off over here? This edge. Nice. Straight edge, makes it straight here. Now that's good. That's a straight edge along there. We'll try and leave a wee slight space. But when we cut it in the vinyl, we may want the vinyl to be able to expand slightly over time. So that's pretty good there. And take it down a bit. Hold that in there. Let's just take that to hold it secure for a minute. My goodness, I found the edge. Got it. Let's take a piece off to hold it steady. more on the vinyl than on the paper. And that's holding it nicely there. Now this is why I said you might prefer to do this in 2 parts. But I'm going to do it in just a one big run. So let's cut in here. That's the pipe 7 now, still nice and straight. So what I'll do, I'll move the camera down a bit so you can follow me along here. Now, where did you put the scissors? Hold on to get scissors. I don't know. Very slight drift there. We can make up for that. So now, we don't mind how far we go here because let's take this first. Just mark it in here, just as you would wallpaper. Right, cut it. Nice, that's okay. So we'll just cut it straight across here because we're not too fussy with this end, we can do that later. Don't cut the carpet, remember. Now we can tidy it up as we wish. Now then, let's secure this bit. With more tape. So we're not using wallpaper paste to hold the paper to the floor or the wall, which we would do for hanging it as wallpaper. So there we have it, that's holding it quite steady. And that's a good fit. Whoever, the lads that put this together originally, done a good job. That's as straight as a die. But if you found it was deviating one way or the other, you would just do it halfway so you can move this to take up any deviation that may result. You remove the second part. Now where were we? Let's go. Now then, this is interesting, but what we want to do is to get that straight edge there and that straight edge there. If we can get that straight edge okay, but to get that one we're going to have to go for a slight overlap. At the same time we want to overlap this one we've just laid. Right, but not up to the wall, it doesn't matter that side. This side's what we're concerned with, right? We want to have this slightly longer than it should be. So we'll take this long enough. So we'll take it from there. It doesn't matter, this is not square. So that bit, that's the shape of it, going that. Oh, now this section we want to be just too long, that's right. Now interestingly enough, that's going to give us an overlap here where we want, but it's also too broad to fit in. So what we want to do is narrow it so we get it down the back okay. So let's see what we need in that respect. Now we want it a bit more than that, so we have to be here. Let's do that. We don't necessarily wanting it touching the base of the CV, because that's irrelevant to us. We don't need that. To see with great confidence in himself. Good. So then we'll mark that off. This is going to be the surface. So let's cut it off. I'll try to stay within the camera. It's maybe a bit difficult for me, but we'll stay within the camera. Right. Now it doesn't have to be a particularly straight edge. Okay, I hope. That's too broad. No, it's not. Right, we went straight along there on examining. Now this particular bit is interesting. To get a straight edge here, we're going to have to cut into it. But let's just take it down to secure it first. I don't know if you can see that. Just check. I think so. So, some tape on here to hold it from moving. That's it. Now then, just the same as wallpaper against the ceiling there, whatever, just mark it off. As I said, you could use a pencil if you find that easier. We've got one, and here's one, right? So, whichever mark you want to follow, I'll pull it out like so if you don't mind, and follow this one. We want to try, can you see it? Yes, see if you can see it, okay? We want to try and leave it a fraction short, and I mean a fraction. Ah, that's good, that's perfect. Who is this guy? Right, so that's that one done. But we'll cut this end off as well. Just make sure you've got it in the camera. As I said, we're not really interested in straight edges in at this end, because we got that in the first one we laid down. That one there. So we might have a wee bit on here right now, bit of paste cut. That'll do, is it? I'll cut it off. Doesn't have to be square or nothing, right? Assuming that's in camera, off it goes. Nice one, that's holding good. Just that. Now, move the camera again. Now I'll see if I can mark this from this side a bit easier. Now that's the straight edge we have to make. This doesn't quite reach, so we'll take it in like so. Have to make a straight edge on it. Right, you don't have to bother being closer away from the loop. Right. Let's cut down it, gives it a wee bit of space. Make sure we get this in alright. This is a bit we're concerned with here. We'll roll this out far enough so that we'll cover the first one we laid down. Meantime, let's get this nice and straight. It's a straight bit. But we'll hold it with tape first of all. Right, so that holds it secure. Now, let's take it, same again. I'll do the pencil one in case you might have found it. You know, you could always have done the pencil if you wanted. As I say, we want to hope to leave just a fraction on it for possible stretching of the vinyl. I think that's good. And that, if you make too flat, take up a bit. Cut it straight enough, but take up a bit. So we have a bit of versatility with the tape. I like that one in this way. That's good. I'll cut this off, it's of no use to us. Remember, it's these straight edges we're concerned with. And we shall take off this side here as well. See, we'll come this far. I'm not concerned with the straight edge at this side because the tape we put down first of all does the job. Well, here we go again. I think we're going to have wallpaper. Only costs 50 pence right now, but let's just measure this out. That line will do for it to get straight in there. That's fine. we're not interested in close up against this, so you'll understand why as we progress. Use that, some of these. How far out do we want to come? It should be cut. Let's see, because we do want to roll onto this section. About there, okay. Let's cut it off there. Now we want this to go onto the original one we laid down. We're not interested in straight edging up. I think we'll just use up all our wallpaper. Yes, there. Right, we'll take it right through to there. Try and stick the road to the camera as best I can. Bump. So we want that straight edge and we want that one. Now that side's okay. So this side is going to have to be cut. We could use that. Yes. Just straighten up. Your tape to hold it. Just let's make sure with our pencil. So straight on there, okay, no bearing. Nice, a wee bit to speak of fraction. Okay, let's take it up, cut it off. Now we'll take the pen mark off to make sure we have that little bit of space we keep talking about. Oh, nice, nice, and held me. And I'll stretch this bit here that's to go onto the paste onto the paper. That's good. And paste on nicely. Just a little bit of tea-tip. We have another piece we'll have to fit in here. Got that straight, yes. Just check. Now, the straight edge we're looking for here is along the back down here. We have a straight edge built in already in this one. It's also too joint. Right, so we want to go about there. Well, just down that side that line I'll take it. I only want to go as far as perhaps I have to go onto the paper. This side doesn't matter too much. Try and stay within the camera. We'll cut enough long wise, yes. okay lengthwise. And oh, cut down there will give us that same. You know, that's not bad as it is. That's pretty good. Yes. So let's secure this one on here. Sorry, can you see that? I don't know. My head's getting the road. So we've got this straight edge up here and on there. So we want to hold the paper down there. We'll do the same other side with this one. Good. Now that's those all done. We really just have a big final piece. Right folks, just going for the finale now. I'm going to do this one the full length. You could do this one in 2 parts if you wanted, because it's quite a long one. If you don't mind, I'll just do it in a long piece. Now when we take it down to the door, so now we've got a length of 1. It's another good overlap to outside. As you see, you see the top end here. If we take it right down, we can move down a bit. Down to the door. Okay? Now I'm going to be working down at the door now. And the door's closed, and we don't have to take the door hinges off. And I will try, don't know how successfully, to stay at the road of the camera. But, so here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, that's fine. That's a nice straight edge. We've got circles up at the top if we need it. So let us, as we're getting quite proficient at now, mark it off. Spot on. I need to brush it. Yes, I like that. Let's open our door, see what we have in there. Piece on. Now that is more or less the cut and finished.